Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is Travis Semulin Sours, and we're jumping into a Kaldheim traditional best of three draft on MTG Arena. If you'd like to watch the drafting live, you can do so at twitch.tv/Semulin. We're finishing up a long series of rants. I played a game of Standard and I hated it. And I'm in a terrible mood and grumpy, so buckle in. I should have a real good time here today. I think I like Squash out of this pack. The uncommons are not bad. The rare's a bit of a dud. The U gets better if you're playing a Linda or the Cinderheart Giant or whatever. The Arcanist can be nice, but generally I want to have two spells to get before I can get them. And the Usher of the Fallen has just not consistently impressed me. It's fine, but it's not terrible. So I think Squash is pretty clearly the winner here. If red happens to be open, we've got the advantage of we didn't pass any, which is neat. But I do kind of look at this as limiting you, as I don't really want it in black-red or white-red very often. Now we're talking, because we've got like actual decisions to make. The World Tree opens up potential for 5-color green. Behold the Multiverse is just a very strong card. I've also really changed my mind about this Tuskegee Firewalker. That card's just really actively good. And Feed the Serpent's always reasonable too. I think word is out now that black is bad and people won't draft it, which means you can get good versions of black decks. I've had blue-black decks that revolved around the 1/3 Carful Harbinger to be able to cast this on the cheap, and then just trading off resources and killing people with Dread Rider. I think I like Behold the Multiverse here. If these Giants wheel, we're in business. Because I'd love to get into Giants with the start, but like we're going to have to take what comes around. This pack leaves me significantly less excited than anything we've seen so far. I was pretty happy with those two first picks. This one I'm significantly less happy with. I don't see anything really pulling me in a particular direction. We could consider Cole. The Hog's still quite good. Well, the Hog's playable. Initially, I thought this was my favorite card in the set, and it probably still is, frankly. The set's just too powerful to derp around looting forever. Like, in a way, it's similar to what we experienced in Standard. I'm really stuck between these two. It's too early for me to take a Vandal. I think I'm going to go with a Slumber Mound and see where this takes me. Meh. Now I may not be able to ignore it. It's not what I want to draft, but it's pick 4 and we're seeing another Cole. I've seen games revolve around Cole. Our other option is just to pass it on down the line and take the Shimmer Drift Veil, which again I don't hate. But if this is what's open, I'll play it. Whoa, where did all these Giants cards come from? Okay, so we're back into could be playing blue-red territory. I've said many times the draft doesn't start until pick 5. I also thought Bind the Monster was going to be something you'd be first picking a lot, and it isn't. It's something I'm pretty happy to play one of. It's basically the same card as Wither Crown. Okay, so this is just what I'm doing. We're playing blue, we're going to get some snow, and we'll pair it with whatever happens to be open. If that's red, that's swell. If it's green, that's swell. I'm almost tempted to take Tree Seasons here. Because if I'm getting Icespine Pillar, 6th pick, I should be able to gobble up all the snow crap. I still think the Vandal's a better card, but I think I'm getting edged into blue-green, which I'm not unhappy about. We did pass a World Tree. There's some possibility it comes back. That's not the craziest thing I've ever heard. Some people don't want it. But I also think one card can't set you down a course, right? Like we took this Cole and red-white is drying up. It's not like Okay, we passed one card. We should ignore the deck that, right? Like, all of these people are telling us get into blue-green snow. I think I'm inclined to listen. We got a Rootless U as well, which I don't hate. That was our opening pack. So I think at this point, we're just going to get into blue-green snow, look for one Linda, and be good to go. Maybe splash a squash, maybe not. I played one game of Standard, and then decided I don't want to play Standard anymore. And the reason I went to try it is I miss competitive Magic, and it looks like if you want to play competitive Magic, you need to qualify through Standard. Yoinks. Okie dokie. Blue-green it is. The squash will be quite nice if we can splash it. Because at this point, we're already playing. Most of our creatures are giants. I don't mind Thought Thief. It's not an auto-include, but it's a playable card. I think that's unlikely as well, but sure. I hope it is, Goose. I really hope it is. Because that was a lot of fun to play in. I'd very much like to do that again. The problem is, if it comes up, I don't know that it's actually going to change what's happening at the top end. So it may be that you can qualify for a Rivals League through playing Limited. But I can't imagine that you're going to get to play in Rivals League Limited. I think the days of the Limited Specialist may have just disappeared. This is going to look really weird here, but I think I'd rather have Savala than Thor. Because I think I could pretty easily splash Savala and a squash in here. I don't think I could splash Thor. We got no indication that red was open. Like, we first picked a squash and really... Now, the other side is it could be very open here, right? It could be incredibly open. Because I was looking to get into red and we passed none. But I think this more likely goes with the plan that we're building toward. Because I think now I'm kind of looking at something like this. Maybe? Maybe? I don't think I need that. This would be a very grown-up pick. To just take the Boreal Outrider. And not try to go into 5-color green. Just be pretty happy with 3-color green. I think I can get behind that. Let's be a grown-up. I am going to be interested in a Bind the Monster, and I'm obviously interested in more Snowlands. I don't think the Outrider's that good. Right? Like, it's a Thought Thief, and then you have to play more stuff. I can take the duel here. I'm not excited about it, but good mana's good mana. Alright, so I probably at least need one Glittering Frost. The good news is if I'm playing the Glittering Frost, I can probably play the Slumber Mound, and we could consider other spell lands that we see. This is beginning to shape up. So now we need to think about Bergstrider versus Aegir. What is Aegir doing for us? Not as much as the first Bergstrider, frankly. I do need to gobble up some more Snowlands, and there's a world where we would be interested in the Scald too, but I'm trying to be a little more reasonable about our picks. We're Teamer Giants. What do you mean by that, Miklas? What is the 8-person pod issue? I don't think there's an issue. I also think if we were going to have competitive limited, it should be sealed. Like, that's easy. Then you don't even have to worry about pods. Pretty easy forward here. I need at least... I need 3 Snowlands for this deck. Just play sealed. Easy peasy. Play sealed. I do really like these recluses in green decks. They can be pretty bad against aggro, but they're pretty good against everything else. I think I'm on Kinseekers here. We could look at this as a potential way to splash black. Yeah, it's a great idea. It's also far more skill testing. I think I'm going to get there on playables. I'm going to take this just in case we see another binding or something. Yeah, we can play this guy now. Yeah, but I'm thrilled about that. I would rather play sealed. Don't need any of this, but we could play an Outrider. I'm hoping we get a Linda for this slot. This is all playable too. There's a world where we're playing this Sentinel, though. It's a late Firewalker. I think that's the second best red common. I don't know if we can play it, but we can think about it. Maybe we want one more too. Maybe we don't. I'm vehemently against pod play. Because I'm a streamer. It's okay for you to like it. It's okay for you to want it. I've experienced playing Magic in pods with drafts, and it's not fun. Kind of thinking about this replicating right. I think we could use another Mistwalker. I think I'd play the Snow-Covered Forest. I think with this, I'm open to basically play whatever the heck I want. I need another piece of card advantage from somewhere. We could take this Bounding Gold and play it. Also really need a big creature. Neither of those are games that you can play for just a few minutes. I'm a little short on removal. We could take Struggle and see if the creatures come together for this. I don't see a reason to take a white card there. And now we can splash that Binding of the Old Gods. Or we could take this Cat Chariot. I guess we could play that. It seems okay. I don't know. Have you guys played with this? Is it any good? Yeah, I don't think it's getting much better than this. Let's take our Raven and be happy. I was trying to think of what else we could open that would get good from there, but... Yeah, this card is busted. It's basically Grave Titan for 4 mana. Like, it's legitimately absurd. I think I've got enough filler creatures. I want to take a Snakeskin Veil. That's value is going way up once I have a Cat Chariot. You can clone these with it if you want to. I feel like I want another Snuggle here. And then we just play the filler creatures I have. Sculptor of Winter could be very interesting for us. Let's get you in there too. I don't think I'm being ambitious enough that I need the 2 Glittering Frosts. I might end up playing the... Wield the Mistwalker. I'm pretty happy about that. I think we found our way. Coma is also very good. I have died with Coma in my hand, and I have beaten a chariot. I don't think I've beat a resolved Coma, but yeah, there you go, Goose. Doesn't actually matter which one's better. They're all the same thing. There's a world where we're just playing 3 of this dude. I think I'm super likely to do it. We could bring this in as a big drop if we need it, because we ended up not finding any Lindas. So this is just a 5/4, which I think we'd probably still play. Like, it's fairly trivial to splash a Dread Rider, and like, while this isn't as good as a Linda, it can block one, right? We've got this pathway to do it, plus the Glittering Frost, plus potentially Savala. So like, we could play that. Plus the ring, it's basically free. It's free real estate. I think I might just play it. Because, like, we need one more card. I don't see why it shouldn't be that one. Because, like, I don't need any more black sources. It's just unnecessary. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red sources in here that may frankly be too many. 1, 5, 6 green. That's not enough. Well, 7 green, but I really want to have green a little bit earlier because we're going to have to play one of these out, and that's fine. This would give me 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blue. Yeah, I think one of these gets trimmed for a forest at the very least. For red source. It still feels like I don't even need this mountain. Like, I'm not looking to turn 3 any of this red, and if I take this out, I can play another blue source and maybe have scenarios where Behold does something early. Like, that seems good too. But this is only 15 lands. What if we just added one more of each and had beautiful mana? Somehow I didn't even notice. Okay, so we kind of have to play the one with the Venus flytrap because I grew up in the place where these exist naturally. The only place on the earth where you can find a Venus flytrap is Wilmington, North Carolina. Unless someone took one from there and brought it somewhere else. But I've seen them in the wild, stomping around in the swamps. All right, this is bloody perfect. Let's go. Y'all ready to win a draft? This is an easy 3-0. That's how you tempt the gods of fate. All right. They are. My father got them on the threatened species list when he was on the Wildlife Commission with a relatively famous speech in which he said anything that eats mosquitoes in southeastern North Carolina deserves to be protected. Dang it, I would have liked to draw that Behold. Makes me sad. Well, that's just gross. Guess we attack. We've basically traded 1-for-1 with them. However, that is card advantage. We will need to do something about it. This is the thing that we will do about it. I think I'm supposed to play around a skill raid here. It would only be bad if I top decked Zavala. Should we be worried that they didn't rummage? Yes. That means they have all action, and this is already dead. We already knew we weren't winning the game with that. We're going to try to do it with this. Because they need to kill this now, or I can just start flopping off the top. Got it. That is not helping. Bala, I'm gonna need you to do better than this. I guess squash feels a little safer. And that pillar would have been real nice. But I think we're just going to take the cat blockers here. So I just need to survive the next turn and we're good. So let's do that. Caw. The ring was indeed helpful. All right, let's do our Stream Raiders battle and we'll think some about our strategy for the next round. They looking to play 2-drops and then kill us. And we're looking to buy time and play powerful things. Look at that pally go. Look at that everybody go. We're kind of wrecking these dudes. All right, Dixieland with the kills, Patermalion with the assists, rewards for Bragg, Wizard, and Sanyi. And it doesn't super look like it matters which way we go, and I do want a minute to sideboard. Let's get this going. Y'all know how this one works. We hit the magic cards, we win the game. If we can lower the curve a little bit and have things that can trade off with X4s, I think we're happy with that. If I had another Recluse, I would bring one in, because that hand doesn't go nearly as well if we don't hit the Sculptor of Winter. I think I'm going to need Mists of Liara. I also think I may need a 5/5, and that the Snakeskin Veil may be too slow here. Which is, I mean, at that point you just cut the U. Well, no, the U can still get the Rider. Maybe the Kinseekers can beat it. Maybe the Outrider can beat it. There's a lot of things here that probably need to go, but I think the Kinseekers is the least impressive. If we could consistently get it to a 3/5, it could do something, but that's assuming we're going to have a pretty big board, and I think we're going to be encouraged to trade off with them. This is not beautiful. I think I'm pretty happy to run out of turn 2 Vandal, though. Although they have shown us the enchantment that can hit with it, I think I just have to give that one up. Yeah, that's my thing, Ranger. I ain't thinking we're likely to be in that scenario. Yeah, like, say that they play this, what am I supposed to do about it? Because I ain't blocking it. Like, maybe I can get them to not attack here, but I think even that's unlikely. I think they'd take that trade, and I think we kind of have to, like, accept it. I'll threaten to do it. Oh, that's wonderful. I mean, it's not wonderful. They've got a 2/3 menace and drew a card, but they used a premium removal spell on something I didn't actually care that much about. Now, us missing the land drop makes me sad. This isn't blocking anything. Get in there, buddy. I kind of need to hit another land so that we can play the 5/5, because they should have a handful of 4/4s and Doom Bolts. We brought in the 5/5 so they can't Doom Bolt it. There we go. It's awkward. I gotta play around Demonic Gifts and Doom Bolt, even though I suspect they have the Bolt. I can at least squash that if I have to. And it's looking like I may have to. They can get that to 4 power, which is fine. Stable adjacent. We'll take it. Yeah, let's just get us a turn of breathing here. I don't think we need to make any attacks. I don't want to die to a Doom Bolt. We might be able to start poking with the Mistwalker now. It's at least conceivable from here. I think it just got a lot more conceivable. I think the fun train starts next turn, though. They have anything in here I care about? Not really. How would we attack with the cat wagon? That's just throwing away the 4/4 to get another 2/2. They're presumably going to rebuy this, but we can stop it with tappy shenanigans. Oh, this is just lovely. Because I don't have to worry about that recruiter anymore. Let's pay for this my way, shall we? We still got to wait one more turn because they're going to make 2 things indestructible, but I'm kind of a mind not to be too concerned about it. No thank you to excess lands. We do not need them right now. And I should be good to send with a bird now. Should be good to send with a bird. Question of whether or not we want to expose it to Doombolt, but I do want to get the damage in. And just play this land and be a grown-up. Okay, they had the thing. Possibly. There's a certain point in the game where I stop foretelling my foretell cards. What if they can boast? They don't have any boast abilities. They don't care about a 2/2. I don't think the cat wagon needs its last ride. I think we just need to be alive. Sorry, cat wagon. Today is not your day. We got some more non-lands in here, don't worry. We got enough to win with. That may be the end of what they got. That's a little awkward. A little awkward. A 2/2 is not a problem. A 3/3 that dies into a 3/3 starts to become a problem. We got 11 cards left. We got time. Play around, run amok. Like, I'll get to the 3/7 eventually. Like, I got time. This ring's only getting better. We're going to have 16 extra mana with it before you know about it. It's going to be great. All right, they're going to get me with a run amok, but we've got enough life to still play with it. Actually, I'd rather have this in the bin. Huh. It didn't have a run amok. They had a Jarl. Alright. Jarl it up. $16 lands. Look at all my rings. I got so many rings. Pew. That one wasn't a threat currently, but I'll take it. We're starting to chonk for 6 a turn. That land is scary. I'll give you that. But I think this is the end of the game. It's game over, man. Pew! Pew! Caw. Took a minute, but we got there. Believe in the Spectral Rider, my friends. Believe in the Spectral Rider. All right, sorry, YouTube, but this is taking a lot longer than I anticipated, and I gotta go pee-pee. I'll be right back. Master of Puppets is pulling the strings. There's a lot of people that are just drafting red-white aggro decks, which is not for me. I mean, it can be for me. It needs to be incredibly open for me to want to get into it. Yeah, you want to play something different. That's I mean, that's presumably the reason you're playing draft. If you want to play against the same deck over and over, that's what Constructed is for. I can work with this. There you go. That one went a little bit quicker. But it would appear we are again up against an aggressive deck. Black-red aggro. We just played black-red aggro, but I think we're probably going to want the same changes we made there. They seem to have a hard time with 5/5s. If y'all were watching back in the day of actual Battle for Zendikar, not the last set, Zendikar Rising, which I called Battle for Zendikar approximately 18 bazillion times on stream, it was all black-white mirrors by the end of it. I think it was actually Oath of the Gatewatch where it got that bad. Yeah, it was Oath of the Gatewatch where I was playing black-white and I'd play against 3 opponents that were playing black-white. That is not a beloved limited format for me. I had some good times at a team GP, but no, dog. In pod. That was the Allies Life Gain deck. And it was so good that you should force it. I think this is a mull. I don't mulligan very often, but that hand is going nowhere against an aggro deck. I need multiple 3-drops. Ideally a 2. There was enough for 6 people in that set, because you just didn't matter. You wanted it to, but it just didn't matter. Well, I guess I ain't blocking it anyway, huh? Alright then. Yeah, there you go. Green is so bad you should never draft it. Swap to. Alright, so we need a lot of things in play that I can't quite achieve, but I think we probably have to start here or we're just going to die. There's still a long way to go for us to get stable. But that's a start. It's not a very good start, but it is a start. This is incredibly tight play, but the only way I'm going to win is if they don't have much and we rip lands. Detective Scott Gunsey, thank you for the resub. I suspect they're going to run amok me and we die, but, like, you got to work with what you got. Y'all spam some cats for Scott. Thank you, my friend. Hey, look, a run amok. Do you have another? There you go. As we suspected, early plays are going to be important in this matchup. Specifically early blockers. Specifically early blockers like this fella. What do I gotta cut? I can't cut none of it. I guess Outrider's gotta beat it then. Which is a shame. I'd like to keep it, but on the play we may actually be able to block some. Because you're still gonna have to drain those run amoks out of their hand. It's just gonna take for bloody ever. We can work with this. It could use a land. I mean, realistically, it could use like 5, but we'll start with this. This is actually going to be more important to have Foretold. Because I actually get a mana discount here. In this matchup, it's all about deploying things efficiently to try to survive. Yes, I did lose a game to a Mr. Plow with Kaya's Onslaught. Alright, this one's bloody tough. But I think we're supposed to expel the Raven. I still need another land. Like, that sucks that we didn't get it. But I can Raven and fight a 3-2 next turn. What? So, see, here's the thing. I can't Raven and fight that. And yet, I have to. Get out of my game. Because that's a Doom Bolt. We know that's a Doom Bolt. How do we know that's a Doom Bolt? Because it's a Doom Bolt. I can't let them untap and just start destroying my dudes. And I really wish we had just one more mana to play with here. But I have to do whatever I can to trade this off. I may just activate the darn thing and let them Doom Bolt it. Because I don't care about making more cats. I care about drawing 2 more lands. We just have to try to stay alive. Which I could conceivably do with a land off the top. So they're thinking they're going to Doom Bolt on activation. Okay, and we actually got the land. So we're sort of stable at 6. They kind of have to Doom Bolt this, so let's just get it out of their hand. It leaves me with the most blockers, and they kind of have to do it now. Okay, sure, that's a Doom Bolt. It sort of makes up for having to 2-for-1 ourselves to kill the Necromancer. I wouldn't say it entirely makes up for it, but it's a start. I realized they didn't have any snow mana when they played it, but we saw some in their deck from the previous game, and like just letting cards sit there and build up over time, I feel like you have to answer that immediately. Not to mention it's a 4/4. Like, the thing's just huge. Okay, we're gonna play that kind of game, huh? Well, that means we got to start getting in, eh? Yeah, the scry value on Poison the Cup is quite nice. I don't think so. But I also think I'm mostly dead. Good grief. Why are you like this? Okay, if we weren't dead, it would start to look like gang blocking that hammer and them not having any more creatures, I guess. Yeah, I don't think it mattered which one we fought. I wanted to try to, like, keep a decent blocker behind in case they decided to try to race it. There's no swamps in the deck. We're not going to draw a swamp. If they have a run amok here, I think we just scoop. Oh, yeah, we're aware of that. I've been assuming we were on, like, 3 less life the whole game. I believe we have 3 in the deck now. I didn't lie, there's no swamps in the deck. It is exceptionally unlikely we're going to win this game, but if we do, it kind of has to start here. Because I have to win in 2 turns. I've talked some about where I like Dogged Pursuit. This is where it actually starts to look okay. Yeah, we're now on Vandal or Bust, and it's incredibly unlikely that we'll just rip Vandal off the top like a maniac. You know? Like, that's just not super likely. We're still racing because we know they have 1 Provoke the Trolls at least in that deck. And if they draw it before I kill them, they win. Two to boast, right? So I still have to try to actively kill them. This might be my chance to do it. Because that hammer is +3, so this is still a decent blocker for it. There's so many cards they could draw that kill us, but I'm not going to kill them without getting their life total to 0. That has to mean we're dead. Okay. That, of note, this was going to kill us anyway. If we don't make that attack, this can go face. I think they're wanting to punish me for making the attack. But it didn't actually matter, because we were dead either way. That's a really close one. And I think a pretty good game. I'm satisfied with that. Alright, let's do our Stream Raiders battle and get ready for the last round with this. Let's give y'all a speed boost so we can make sure we get that magic card. BandGeek, thank you for the resub.
Months, yet over 7 years of content from my favorite Magic streamer 3. Thank you so much.
Can't believe you've been watching Tom for 7 years. Y'all spam some cats for Major BandGeek. Thank you, my friend. We got there. Chris with the kills, Ravadell with the assists. Rewards for Orcish, Say, Talon, Yo-Yo, Miklas, and Bragg. To battle. It said there was magic cards on this one, but there's not. I feel like they cheated me. But that's okay. We can play as Johnny. Just chop things up. Okay, fair enough. I appreciate the support, BandGeek. Thank you very much. All right, let's see if we can get a 2-1 out of this. I feel like this deck could get a 2-1. I said it was an easy 3-0, and that's why I had to get varianced there, right? I don't mind losing a game where they top deck the card they need, but like I recognize that we had to start getting in there. I knew they had some foretold card that was going to kill the chariot. Like I feel like we made the right decisions. It just didn't quite get there. This one's pretty good with any land. We're playing 19 mana sources, but ironically, either of them would be a relatively bad draw right now. Just one more land and we're in business. I see what you're talking about, Replicating Ring. See, the thing you gotta remember about the One Ring is you can play as many mana sources as you want. You can play basic lands. I know. I know. And I have regrets. Your odds at keeping a 2-lander on the play and hitting 3 are a little worse than your odds at keeping a 1-lander on the draw and hitting 2. If you didn't know that, now you do. That's exactly what got me in the sealed event, BandGeek. My opponent needed to play specifically Cosmos Elixir into Vorinclex to beat me, which is exactly what they did. I was like, I do not believe that this is happening to me. It was bad. I think we still hold here. What you talking about, Thangarth? Oh, that. All. Yes. I remember. I remember. Chonk. I don't mind drawing a Vandal. We've got a lot better cards, but just I feel so safe sitting with a Vandal in my hand. Dang it. It's only a creature, huh? I never even got to use it. I want them to attack with the 3/2. Oh, they're getting my ring? That's interesting. What? That makes no sense at all. You're welcome to it, buddy. Because that ain't what's gonna kill you. Yeah, maybe they got another one? I don't know. Maybe they assume I'm going nuts with the colors, and we're really not. It was a relatively light splash. It is technically a 4-color deck, but... Darn it. Stupid frickin' auto-tapper. I was intentionally holding a land to play around the discard elf. And this auto-tapper just won't use the Slumber Mound mana. I don't really care about any of this attacking me. I care about that blocking. I guess they were concerned about the Slumber Mound blowing up their only snow source, which is kind of reasonable. You will not get me again, auto-tapper. I get this music stuck in my head sometimes. Please copy your Narfi. You got it. No. They made a snowland. This is a basic legendary snowland island. They wanted a snowland to kill the flyer. I think that's what's going to win the game for us. Yeah, agreed. It's not a bad line. It just doesn't work out given the scenario. All right. Turns out I needed another one. How am I going to kill him now? Draw another flyer. Seems like our best bet. Or Black Source into Ryu Death. That's a possibility. They can't get super aggressive here. I can't cast it currently. I might be in some real trouble here. I think we are going to have to play out both Vandals and try to get it that way. I'm also not entirely convinced that's going to work. They can clearly see the future. I believe that Vandals are our future, and we should teach them strong and let them lead the way. It got to be actually, no joke, close to killing me this turn. I need a top deck. I thought we had this. We're very close to not having it. Each of these represents 6 damage. Like, I'm going to have to block this turn. I think that means we take out something that represents more damage rather than the Narfi, because I can block the Narfi with the Kin Seekers. And if they attack with it, I may be able to set them up where something else dies that really shouldn't. I don't see why we would be unhappy with this trade. Maybe that was their something, was to try to get me to block that. And if so, it worked. This is 6 lands plus itself, so we're basically good to go here. Okay. That means we are now interested in tapping this. And seeing if we can get out of this. Does this not leave? This doesn't leave them dead on board. Because of the tap to you. Okay, turns out they're a mad genius for playing Moriite copying Snowland. Alright, so they're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers, and we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers. If I take this and we top deck a removal spell, we win. That seems pretty compelling to me. Because if I squash anything here and tap something down, we just win, right? They'd have 1, 2, 3 blockers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers. They'd need to have something for 2 mana that can get me. So, alright, show me what you got. can't think of anything for 2 that gets me. I got pretty lucky to top deck that squash. Not with these blocks. Miss can only prevent 1. We've got 3 going in. Because that board state doesn't allow them to not take 1 trample off of the Troll Warrior, which is why we killed the Narfi and tapped the Burger Strider. I was actually playing around Mist of Late Yara, but even if they had it, we still win. Depart could have done it. There you go, Yo-Yo. Depart could have done it. That I didn't think of. They appear to be not so heavy on the artifacts, but very heavy on the removal. I'm considering trimming a Vandal for a Glade Walker. And thinking about getting a second Snakeskin Veil in here. Because I have to keep my Air Force alive. If my Air Force dies, I can't win. Yeah, we got there, but it was tough. Well, that's what I'm thinking, is the Veil against all of that removal can actually do some solid work for us. And like, these Recluses weren't looking great against them. They don't really have much of an Air Force of their own. It can trade with a Burger Strider, which is nice. But like, they kind of own, their deck owns the ground. If we're going to win, it's going to be through the air, and like only through the air. Or, you know, air and peck them to death. Well, that's why I didn't want to kill the 2/2 first. If I kill the 2/2 first and there's some cards they could have that could get us, sending in 3 damage when they're at that. I couldn't think of what they all were, but... I think I want to go on this Raven with Veil up and then try to kill them with it. I remember when that used to be a thing you would do in sideboarding. Y'all remember that? That's awkward, because I clearly don't want to trade my Raven for that. But you got me. You can have this Recluse. It's a lot of damage coming through. The 7-point life swing. And I'm like nowhere close to being able to block it right now. I really don't want to Savala and put a counter on it, but I may have to. I really don't want to do that, though. I thought we had seen jokes like that. I don't think I can realistically do that here. There's some possibility I'm supposed to attack with the Savala. I think it's exactly what I'm supposed to do. I've never attacked with him before. I didn't know you could even do that. I need them to think they need to block with that Ice Hide Troll. It does until they draw another Snowland, and they've got more Snowlands in that deck. Opponent didn't have enough mana was their problem. Like, that can happen. We needed to play in a way that we could, like, race the troll. Their best bet was trying to get me to block the darn thing and then drawing some lands. I think they played what they were supposed to play. It just didn't work out for them. Like, I've certainly lost to Mana Screw before, so you're going to win some games to it as well. I think the way we lose that game is by panicking and trying to start chump blocking the troll too early. That's fun counterplay, right, Destiny? All right, so that's our YouTube video today. Boys and girls of YouTube, thank you for tuning in, and do stop by the stream sometime. It's at www.twitch.tv/Semulin. Chat, say goodbye to YouTube. Gem Printer isn't going burr, but it's at least stable. That's good news. And YouTubers, we will see you next time.